Attacks by terrorist group Boko Haram in the last 8 years have claimed an estimated 32,570 lives in Borno, Yobe and Adamawa state of northeast Nigeria. Nearly 1.7 million people were also displaced in the three states within the period. The situation, however, came with severe consequences to the nation's economy.
So it's telling a lot on the economy, the GDP, the investors that will come. Also, we have to access credit because we have higher political risk. We have to be charged more. Okay, if they're giving others loans at 5.34%, they could charge you 7, 8, 9, 10 because of the huge political risk. Tomorrow you could go into war, and how do they get their money back? So they want it short term. They also want to charge higher because there's a great risk we are taking. So it's affecting Nigeria a lot.
Huge budgetary allocations had to be made by states to fight the insurgents. In December 2017, the Ekiti State House of Assembly passed a budget of 96 billion naira for the state. In February this year, Governor Kashim Shettima of Borno State signed a 181.2 billion naira budget of the state into law. In the same February, the Anambra State House of Assembly passed the 2018 appropriation bill into law. Figure 170.9 billion naira. The special fund of 360 billion naira for security is equal to the combined annual budgets of two states.
If 200 billion is needed to execute the war and 100 billion is being approved, which is huge in itself, but we are falling short of 100 billion. But within that 100 billion that is approved, only 40 is actually used for the war. Then 60, it goes to individual pockets of the players and actors. Meaning that for that war to be successful, we have fallen short of 160 billion. Sometimes that's what is going on. That's why you see military or soldiers keep on complaining and people keep on wondering, but money is being budgeted, where is this money? So sometimes you can't reconcile how much being approved and how much being what we are seeing on ground. And the military still crying that the one that is being given is not enough. In theory it's not enough, but in practice the one that is being given is not even utilized as it should be. So this comes back to that war economy. I'm telling you, there are people profiting from it who don't want it to end because individually it's benefiting them. Apart from the weapon sellers, those middlemen who facilitate the transaction and the disbursement of this fund have something to gain and they don't want it to end.
According to the online government watchdog budget, in the proposed 2018 budget, 1.323 trillion naira was allocated to security, up from 2017 figures of 1.142 trillion naira. Note that even though the presidency proposed a total budget of 8.6 trillion naira for the 2018 fiscal year, the National Assembly eventually passed a budget to the tune of 9.1 trillion naira.
War is expensive. Either deliberately made expensive or by nature, naturally expensive. Anywhere, conventional warfare, counter-terrorism operation, they're expensive to maintain military equipment, to field the combatants, to set up the structures and bases, to run the daily, day-to-day activities of operation. They are very, very expensive.
Question remains, have the Nigerian Armed Forces done enough in translating this huge budgetary allocation to success in the theater of war?
The disturbing aspect is that the defense is getting a huge chunk of the money, and we've been proverbially told that quite unlike before when they said the money was being mismanaged and disbursed for other things, that they're managing it very well and are disbursing it to procure arms and make the soldiers and their welfare happy. But that seems to be at odds and at variance with the stories making the rounds and the defeats that the infantry particularly has been suffering. It doesn't show that they're properly kitted or well armed or that the soldiers are happy doing the work they're doing. So that's the unfortunate scenario we have today.
In April this year, The Minister of Defense, Mansour Dan Ali, disclosed that President Muhammadu Buhari had approved the release of $1 billion to Nigerian defense authorities for the purchase of security equipment to fight insecurity in the country. $1 billion is the equivalent of 360 billion naira. So, what happened to the $1 billion special fund approved for the purchase of security equipment? Frederick Idehai, Roots TV Nigeria.